Okay, let's keep it short. Format is simple. I talk English for no reason and I get angry for some reason. Episode 2. Stevie gets angry. Same topic basically as last time. One young writer who was complaining on the internet, you know how that goes, that she'd rather have AI do her laundry and the dishes than, books and art in general. And the comments obviously went wild. Basically, most of them in two camps. One was, as to be expected, the usual OMG, this is basically Skynet, we're all gonna die for some reason. I don't really know for what reason in this case, because it's not like AI writing 470 new Stephen King novels per hour is somehow gonna kill us, or releasing 40 new David Guetta songs every minute. Like, few people might die of boredom, but I guess that's not exactly the biggest risk. But then there were some people that were for some reason arguing that we'd already have machines to do the laundry and the dishes, and they were conveniently named dishwasher and laundry machine. And that didn't go well either, because a bunch of white knights turned up and claimed that everyone who claimed that a laundry machine would reduce the laundry from some work to no work, and who claimed that a dishwasher would reduce dishwashing from some work to no work, probably had that work still done by their mothers. Not even by their wives, by their mothers. Yeah. I don't know about you, but doing the dishes was basically the first thing that my sister and I had to do in the household. Like, there was not a lot of time between tying my own shoes and doing the dishes. Sure enough, laundry came later, but there was, and those who know me a bit better know that I went through a bit of a failed business adventure recently, and basically broke as fuck for the next 2.5 years or something. And my laundry machine recently broke early in the month, which, I mean, beyond repair broke, which meant that I was without a laundry machine for almost 3 weeks. I mean, the sheets and some bigger stuff I brought over to my sister, and I think that's what friends and family are for. If you need help, you help each other. You don't count, you do what's necessary, and if they ask you for help, you help them. If you ask them for help, they help you. Everything else is business, and family is not business. Anyway, so I did my laundry in the shower, and it's a shitload of work. which it isn't if you can use a laundry machine, because that takes over like the annoying and physical part of the work. Everything else is a joke. Like, people should fucking learn to appreciate what they have and not go like, oh yeah, but it's not perfect. Hey, like, if I want to go to fucking Berlin or something, I jump on the train, and I mean, even if I go by train to Berlin with a Deutschland ticket, which means it's basically free because I also use that ticket for my daily commute occasionally, and for a ton of other trips, but if not free, let's say really fucking cheap. But that's still 8.5, 9 hours to Berlin. If I jump on the quick train, which is 80 euros or so, it's down to 5. Those people would say, oh yeah, but you still get to drive there. Yes, but I do not have to walk for 2 fucking weeks. Like, okay, it is still work, it still takes up time, but so does ordering AI to write a fucking book. And most of the time, I don't know who's tried that AI generated art stuff. It's far from perfect. There are lots of interesting things that are being done with it, and I think it's absolutely fascinating, but it's far from perfect. And as I said, like, no disrespect to Mr. Stephen King, really love some of his novels, but they are not exactly what I would consider art. Like, if you want to read art, you go for, I don't know, Edgar Allan Poe, Mary Shelley. I'm not too well versed on contemporary literature, but I mean, Shelley in particular. If you read Frankenstein, open that book on any random page, pick any random sentence, and it is a fucking beautiful sentence. It's just every single bit of that works. And do I believe that AI can go to the level of a Stephen King? Yes, absolutely. Because he's a worker. And if I'm not mistaken, he sees himself as a worker. He's told that in interviews several times, that the answer to how he gets so many books done, unlike in his youth where the answer was cocaine, but these days the answer is that he just works on them. He gets up in the morning and he writes for 3 hours, 5 days a fucking week, and then he has a break, and then he writes for some more hours. And if you're doing that, you're not an artist, you're a worker. Your work is fictional literature, but it's still work. Or as Cypress Hill said, it's, well, I'm misquoting them, am I not? It's a great job, but it's still a job. And that is a job that we might have to compete with non-human intelligence in the future. Okay. So yeah, those fucking white knights, to go all the way back to the beginning, those motherfuckers probably never did the fucking laundry by hand in their lives. Because if they had done that recently, they'd appreciate the fucking laundry machine. And if they'd be doing the dishes regularly, they'd appreciate the fucking dishwasher. Especially if you're living in a household where you have more than one person, and maybe people who regularly shit their clothes or puke all over the place. Many people refer to those as children. Those create a lot of work. And so that's the angry bit. Now we're going into full rant territory. That thinking about all this got me thinking about how a AI assisted machine that does all of the laundry and all of the dishes might look, and if that was a prospect for the future, and if it was, why don't we already have that? And the answer to that, I think, is quite simple. Nobody's gonna fucking pay for that. That would be ridiculous. I'm not complicated in terms of AI, because doing the dishes and doing the laundry does not require higher intelligence. It does require some level of very specialized intelligence, like we have to understand what kind of dishes you have in front of you and what type of laundry, like if you have sheets or if you have a black t-shirt or a white shirt or undies or anything. You have to decide which is which and what settings to use and all that, but I mean, that is like the most primitive algorithm can do that. Those decisions, I'm pretty sure AI can do with a margin of error that it's like once in a million times it makes a wrong choice. That technology has been there for years. The problem is, if you want to take the work away from that, let's assume you'd still have a place where you put all the dirty clothes, and all the dirty dishes, and don't rely on machines to do that, to collect them from all over the house. That still means that this collecting place has to have the tools to scan what type of thing goes in, to sort all the things that go in, and then also place them at the right point, in the right position in the machine. So you basically need more sensors and more moving parts and a bigger machine. And I don't know if you ever helped somebody move. Dishwashers are okay, but washing machines are annoying as fuck. Especially in places where, for some reason, they decided to have the washing machines on the 4th floor with no fucking elevator. Welcome to Ruhrpott, I guess. But other than that, you'd need a huge and hugely complicated machine for a job that is actually quite basic. It's a bit time consuming, yes, I'll not deny that. And again, if you have children, if you are in a household with 4, 5, 6 or more people, that takes time. But it does not require a whole lot of intelligence, and it does not require a whole lot of work. And you know, if you live in such a household and all that work is done by one person, the problem is not with the machine, the problem is with the other people. Because fuck them. Just tell them to help you. Just share the fucking work. Because you know, the machine that we need so that AI will do my dishes and AI will do my laundry, that machine is something that people in the 50s, 1950s, would have called a wife. And people in the 1910s would have called a maid, or maybe a servant. People in the 1700s would have probably called that a slave. And the advantage that all of these machines have over a dishwasher or a laundry machine is, well, yes, obviously in intelligence, but in that they have a lot of moving parts and quite sophisticated sensors. Like, not sensors. Speaking, Stevie. It's sensors. Is there, like, to sense something, not to censor something. Sophisticated sensors, like they have eyes, they have hands, they have noses, and you really don't want to need your noses to know where which thing goes in the machine. But still, they can do all the physical part quite well. And you know who also can? You. I have no idea why people would go on about like not wanting to do that. Like, again, if you're doing that work for 6 people or something, like, get these motherfuckers to work. Unless you like doing that, in which case, why the fuck are you complaining? Seriously, I don't understand people. We need to be more appreciating We need to be more grateful about what we have, what we achieve through hard work, through our hard work, through the hard works of our parents and grandparents and their ancestors, and not through not wanting to do any fucking work. That is not what got us into this very comfortable position.